What is the meaning of hot potato?
Hot potato is an idiom that refers to a subject or issue that is difficult or controversial and that no one wants to deal with.
Can you elaborate it?
Sure. Similarly, when someone refers to an issue as a hot potato, they're saying it's something uncomfortable or risky to deal with, often because it could lead to controversy, conflict, or difficulties.
Narrate a short story on hot potato.
The town council decided they needed to do something about the mansion. Council members debated back and forth, each passing the responsibility to someone else. Why don't we all work together? He suggested.
Once upon a time, the small town of Maplewood, there was a mysterious old mansion, Mansion, at the end of Oak Street. The townspeople often gossiped about the mansion, saying it was haunted and that strange things happened there at night. One day the town council decided they need they needed to do something about the mansion. It had been abandoned for years and was becoming an eyesore. Eyesore. They considered turning it into a community center or a library, but there was one problem. No one wanted to take responsibility for the project. The mansion was a hot potato. Everyone knew something needed to be done, but no one wanted to be the one to do it. The mayor called a meeting to discuss the issue. Council members debated back and forth, back and forth, each passing the responsibility to someone else. The mayor called the meeting to discuss the issue. Council members debated back and forth, each passing the responsibility to someone else. The Thompson suggested Mrs. Green take charge since she had experience with the renovations, but the Mrs. Green quickly passed it to Mr. Wilson, saying he was more knowledgeable about historical buildings. Mr. Wilson then suggested young Miss Harris, who had just moved to town and was full of fresh ideas, but she nervously declined, saying she didn't want to upset anyone if things went wrong. Then this went on for hours until little Tommy, who had been listening quietly, stood up. Why don't we all work together? He suggested. If everyone helps a little, it won't be such a big job for one person. The room felt silent, and then the mayor smiled. Tommy, right, he said, let's stop passing the hot potato. Let's stop. Let's stop passing the hot potato and start working as a team. Let's stop passing the hot potato and start working as a team. Inspired by Tommy's word, the council and townspeople rallied together. They organized a community day to clean up the mansion, and volunteers offered their skills and time. Over the next few months, the mansion was transformed into a beautiful community center where everyone could gather. The old mansion at the end of Oak Street was no longer a hot potato, but a symbol of what the town could achieve when they worked together and So Maplewood thrived, with its residents always remembering that even the hottest potatoes can be handled if everyone lends a hand. With its residents always remembering that even the hottest potatoes can be handled if everyone lends a hand.